Good evening, good evening, good evening. Who we got here then? Give us a shout out if you're in the chat. Let us know you're here. Good evening, Lee. I'll take it your other half is with you. So good evening, Jackie. Cheers. Moz, hello, my friend. Cheers. I'm hoping to try and get Blitz within the first 10 minutes, taking a sip when somebody logs on. So this might be a very short broadcast. Or a long one. Good stuff. Good stuff, Lee. Good to see you both on here, mate. Oh, bless you, mate. Good for your health, though, Ribena. Moz, I do like a touch of the old Ribena myself, and not with scotch, bizarrely enough, with water. So we'll just give it 2 or 3 minutes. It's not on my TV. YouTube. Are you calling me a tube, Lee? So hopefully we'll be joined by a couple of other beef eaters. It's on now. Good stuff, buddy. Good stuff. Although I do feel like a bit of a tube. Yeah, hopefully we'll be joined by Mr. Martin Dare at some point. And Paul from Pimp My Diecast. I'm not sure about George. So I see we've got another couple of people just logged on. I know that Laz was going to try and join us from Lazzy Collectibles. There's Jackie trying to get me on Messenger. Bizarre things going on. Jackie left. Right, okay. Not sure what was going on there, Jackie. Okay, Martin, I don't know if you're there. Give us a shout, mate, if you are. Or Paul. Got quite a few things to announce, I guess. So I just want to give folks 2 or 3 minutes just to see if they're going to log on or not. I told Jackie to join on YouTube. She is a tube. Oh, bless. Hi, Jackie. How you doing, mate? Well, you've done your duty and put a scotch in his hand. I don't know how he's going to take that, to be fair. Okay, so for just a bit of a kick-off, really, I want to say cheeky sod. Only messing with you, mate. Bless you. Yeah, we usually manage to get each other into trouble. Scotch tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, mate. Yeah, it's a date. It's a date. Yeah, we'll do that. Somebody's actually joined a rooms meeting, so I think they're in the wrong place. Here's my mate Paul. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So we've got 7 in the chat. Just going to wait to see if Martin joins us. If you're there, mate, give us a shout out so I know that you're there. Obviously, I'm a social animal. I'm totally unprofessional vaping on YouTube. It is for adults, though, to be fair. So Paul saying, put my Diecast, he's just finished work, but supper then a beer. Sounds like a plan, mate. Sounds like a plan. We'll be here. So while we're just shooting the breeze, I've got a question for Moz. If you're still there, Moz, as you may or may not be aware, we're going to do a plastic model kit. So, Moz, what would you classify as a model starter kit? I'm saying, I know that the Airfix kits have starter on the box, but I'm kind of going for anything less than 15 quid, 15 pounds. There's Mike from Mike's Mods and Customs. Great to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us. Anything under 40 parts? Ooh, never thought of that. Under 40 parts. That's a good call. Me and Paul from Pimp My Diecast are having a bit of a discussion on this. I've gone for the I was going to say the James Bond DB5, but it's just the Aston Martin DB5, and it's the Airfix starter one. I'm not going to count the parts because I might just rule myself out of the old build. So, so yeah. Does that answer your question, Paul? Any starter kit was the thing we were discussing. I mean, look, you can get these starter kits from the Range and Lidl's and Aldi, places like that. Okay, so we've got a number of people online, so let's kick off with a few notifications, thanks, and shout outs. So the first thing to say is thank you to Martin Dare, Paul at Pimp My Diecast, and Paul Restorer and Matchbox Mark for taking part in the British Leyland build-off. Please take the opportunity to visit these guys' channels. They were good enough to take part in the build, and I'm most appreciated that they did. The next build we've got coming up, swap hats and put on a Beefeater cap, is the Woodstock Love or Peace build, which is coming out. The shot before and after shots are due on the 27th of the 4th for that one, and the videos go live on the 30th of the 4th. So this was one that was suggested by Juan from Matchbox Resurrections, and it's to take. And the idea is to take any vehicle from the Woodstock era and give it a love or peace vibe. So look up the Woodstock concert, get some ideas, a bit of flower power and all that. And Paul from Pimp My Diecast actually put up a brilliant video giving people an idea of the kind of thing to be looking to do. Here's Robin Hodgson. Hello, Robin. How you doing, mate? Thank you for joining us. I said I was going to take a sip every time somebody joined us. I hope too many don't log on. I'm pissed in half an hour. So just looking at the chat. Anything under 40 parts, said Moz. If you brought the new mold Jeep starter set, that is anything but a starter kit. Oh, okay. Lee saying his part's got 53. I think we can afford a bit of leeway. Mike's Mods and Customs starter plastic model kit, something like a Revell snap together kit. Here in the States, they sell for about $20. Moz starter kits from Airfix basically have the paint glue in them, same as Revell. I'll tell you about that in a minute, Moz. But I would go for a kit with few parts, say under 60 as a round figure. Good shout out there, mate. With the DB5, I've approached it the same way as I would a diecast car. So the first thing I did was put the paints into a box, put the paintbrushes into a paintbrush holder, and looked at my rattle cans. So I'm going to treat the plastic kit as a diecast build, if that makes sense. Lee saying, well done on the build, guys. Yeah, it was most appreciated. Put a model in a vase, easy. Lee saying, going great, Mr. Usher. Thank you. Hey, what's up, bro? I'm an artist too, bro. Pick my diecast. I have a hippie era build, just needs parts from model supplies. And Kuda's Diecast Custom saying, hey, Mikey. Robin, I'm an aviation artist, bro. Says, Paul, pick my diecast. Robin saying, I had most of my stuff. I would use a blend of materials. This was brought up on the last live discussion that we did. So we've swapped some dates about, and I need to, Kuda, I need to get you and the Diecast Mafia a new dates sheet sent out. I hope you got a copy of the last one, but we've made a change which I'll come to shortly. So the idea was, somebody said, you know, being as you do models, not only diecast models, would you consider doing a plastic model kit? And I think the idea we came up with was, yeah, we'd do a starter model kit. So I'm going with the Aston Martin DB9, which has got around 50 to 60 parts. In actual fact, it's probably 40 to 50 parts. If you've actually done one, you'll probably clarify that for me. Going back to the builds, and I blame Lee for this, really, at Diecast Fixer Uppers. We were in Facebook's rooms, and I please use this facility. It's great when you're not looking at just my ugly mug. We can have several ugly mugs on there at one time, and I'd have a bit of a video conference, and it's almost like being in a virtual pub. It's great fun. We've been joined by Martin in the past, Martin Dare. Don't be shy. Please come in. Please say hello. It'd be great to get to know people by their faces as well. We were joined by KC, which kind of blew us all out the water. KC, all the way from down under, came and joined us. It was great. Anyway, so let me just go back to this dates change for Kuda. On the back of a discussion that me and Lee and Jackie at the time had, we'd all had a few, and we thought we'd like to do a charity build-off, similar to the Paint It Pink challenge. And KC joined us as well in the Facebook chat, and we came up with something old, something blue. So take any old model and paint it blue. Why paint it blue? Well, the blue refers to the logo of the Alzheimer's Society. So what I've done is I've created a Just Giving page. I've always wanted to do this. I've put it in the description below. I feel so much better. I feel like a proper YouTube star. I've put a link in the description below. And we put what I think, I don't want to be too forward. I put £100 donation fund in there for us to all donate to. And within 2 or 3 days, we'd already reached £66, and the build isn't till September. So I was blown away by that and by people's generosity. So to Laz, Lee, Jackie, and Kat from 2AHD, one of the Diecast Mafias, thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart that you were kind enough to donate. I don't get money. It goes straight into the Just Giving page and gets forwarded onto the Alzheimer's Society. So, Kuda, if you've got the spreadsheet or the build guide that I sent you, we'll no longer be doing the Restore Any Jerry Anderson vehicle in September. We're going to move that back, and instead we're going to do a something old, something blue build challenge. And this is a charity build for the Alzheimer's Society. We've all, well, a number of us have had family members who've been affected by Alzheimer's or dementia, stroke dementia. And I think it's just a way for us as a community, the MLM community, if you like, to come together and, just offer a modest amount. I don't want to compete with the Pink Challenge. That's not the idea. But it's just something we can all get involved in. So I hope that makes sense, Kuda. I will forward you, Mark, Kat and Ron a fresh copy of the build guide. Good evening, Mr. Dare. About bloody time. Martin was also good enough to join us on Facebook Rooms. So for those not aware, we have an MLM Facebook community page. It's not just about MLM. It's about everybody who takes part in sharing their builds and advertising what they're doing and joining the community chat, asking questions. But we've also got a video conferencing facility on there where we can jump in at any time, and we can get people from all over the community to come in and just chat, shoot the breeze, have a drink, swap ideas. It was great fun. We have the bulk of the beef eaters on there at one time, and we know it works really well. So Martin was, I was on one night with Lee, and the following night Martin joined me. We had a right chinwag. So if you want to know what Martin Dare looks like, God help you all, come and join us on Rooms. And what I'm going to do is the last Friday of each month will be a YouTube, Facebook, YouTube live discussion. And then the second Friday of the month, we'll do a live Facebook session. So that I can let people like KC down under know, and the guys from over in the States. I appreciate it's a bit earlier for you guys than it is for us, but you're more than welcome to come in and show your face, and don't be shy. Come and join the conversation. So going back to the chat. Paul at Pitmore Diecast, I have a hippie era build, just needs parts from Model Supplies. On that note, Paul, I've sent off for some Batmobile parts. And for those that don't know, Model Supplies is a supply company that does reproduction parts. I've now managed to, a guy called Steve, I'm going to say Steve Flowers, Martin and Paul will correct me if I'm wrong, but he also goes as Model Supplies UK, I believe. But I managed to find him on eBay, and you can get parts like spare parts for the Corgi Batmobile, which I've now ordered, Martin. So the only thing I'm not ordering are the Bat logos, because I think I'm just going to make them. We made a change. So I hope that makes sense, Kuda. I'll forward you guys a copy of the guide. Paul saying hi to everyone I've missed. Robin's saying, look at some of the models I've done. I'll send you a photo on Facebook. Absolutely. If you want a great, Moz saying, if you want a great cheap kit, look for the 172 scale Academy F4 Wildcat. Nice simple kit with a very basic scheme with 8 decals to fit. Sounds about right, mate. Robin saying, hey, Diecast Fixer Uppers, my laptop cuts in and out. I work in IT, mate. I know what that feels like. Martin saying, all right, lads, great to have him back. It sounds like Paul's had a mystery parcel delivered. Wonder what's in the box I've got today. Ooh, surprise present to myself. I suspect he knows then. Lots of highs, lots of hellos. Kuda, I'll keep that in mind. Good if you could join us on this old blue build, Kuda. Yeah. Ooh, Corgi Magusta. Not familiar with that one, Paul. I'm on Facebook, folks, Robin says. Robin, all you've got to do, if you haven't already done it, I'm not sure whether you have or not, just have a search for Midlife Models on Facebook and come and join the community and come and join the chat and the fun that we have on there. Lee saying, love the Facebook live chat. It's funny and educational. It's yes, you can learn how much me and Lee can really handle alcohol-wise. Martin saying, just like being married, organising my life. Robin saying, I'm a friend of KC Metal Mania. KC is an absolute gem, Robin. I was absolutely blown away when he joined us in rooms. And his other half was helping him with the tech side of things. Yeah, ordering, Paul saying, yeah, Mangusta, yeah, ordering what I need for the Batmobile in my next order. Good man. And he's now saying it's beer o'clock. Yes, it is. It's Friday. So, 10 in the chat. Great. For those that know or don't know, I do a YouTube best of, almost like a TV guide, and I put it on the Facebook channel. So those people that join the MLM Facebook community, I scout around all the everybody's builds and put a link in a spreadsheet and put the spreadsheet onto the community tab, community Facebook page, giving a shout out to everybody's latest builds. And I usually do that on Friday. It's going to be tomorrow. If you know, or if you've been on the community page, you'll know that I've been suffering with a bit of a eye infection throughout the week, and it's put me back a bit, but it's all right now. So that's the YouTube guide will be going out tomorrow. I know Martin mentioned through this to me, and I'm not sure whether Lee did. If you've got an adult sense of humour and you love a bit of fun, please go and visit Robert Nicol at Diecast Movies. This guy's video had me in pieces. Probably I'm the last one to come across this, but I know that Martin told me about it. I'm pretty sure Lee did as well, but it may be that I forgot the following day because we'd had a few. Robert has got a old Matchbox track, and he does some. Oh, they're so funny. I'm not saying any more because I don't want to spoil it. But if you've got the chance, you've got the time, go and visit Diecast Movies. It'll crack you up. It was so much fun watching this guy's videos. So Robin's saying, Flying Valiant did me a Nova. I did a wooden model 1964 Plymouth Valiant, which he traded. Chuck does some really good stuff, Robin. Good guy, like Chuck. Cheers, lots of cheers, and yep, defo. Robin saying, I found the group of yours on Facebook. Thanks for searching for us, mate. I appreciate it, and thanks for joining. We are at the last check, we had 127 members. It's very humbling, but it's also the work of a lot of people that have joined the community and give it a shout out. And while it's called Midlife Models, it's more of a community page for every diecast builder. I found the group of yours on Facebook. Paul saying, yeah, he did a video with your artists, Valiant. Martin, you can see what kind of state of mind he's in. Was that model to you? Was that present to yourself, Paul? Somebody that a blow up, and the name is Mary. Robin saying, I run RWR Rip Rec Raceway. Wow, that's a tongue twister. Is that the name of the YouTube channel, Robin? Because if it is, I will write it down and I will subscribe to it. Couldn't manage with my breathing, Martin. Cool, Robin. Yeah, my laptop sucks. Okay, so I think I've caught up on the chat. I mentioned, I think the donators have already given to the Alzheimer's Society Just Giving page. No shame in saying that the link is down below to that for anybody that wants to donate. One note, I've ended up, you can't tell, but I'm very red on this side of it, and it feels very dry, and I've had an eye infection this week, and I don't know whether it was to do with using oven cleaner or some chemical-based substance whilst doing models. So a bit of safety advice. It's a bit, what, take it for whatever it is. Please wear PPE, wear glasses and gloves when you're doing some of this stuff, especially with things like caustic soda, because breathing it in is not pleasant. So there's tonight's safety tip. Let's move on. So we talked about the Facebook starter kit, mentioned Diecast Movers, good guy, Robert Nickel. I think I'm caught up. Yeah. Okay. We need to get Bob on here. I suspect you talked about Bob Willis, Lee. I watched his SPV video earlier on. Jerry Anderson SPV from Captain Scarlet, which was a bit of a coincidence because me and Martin were talking about doing the Jerry Anderson build. Yeah, it'd be good to have. I won't repeat that Paul says. He's all right, Bob. I've got no problem with Bob. I know he's cut back on a lot of his videos. He's only doing possibly 1/2 a month. So if anybody wants to reach out to him, I know he talks to Martin quite a bit. Martin, if you want to reach out to him, I don't have to say, but you know that he's more than welcome to come and join us. If somebody wants to reach out, the same with Rob. I'm going to reach out to Rob at Diecast Movers. I think they'd be great people to have on a Facebook rooms virtual video conferencing session, where people can come on and ask them questions. Like that's where I feel that the Facebook rooms has its strength, where with the YouTube version, it's just me reading a load of statements from the chat, which is great, and I really appreciate everybody's involvement, but it'd be nice to get other people involved. It'd be nice to have a night where we've got at least 4 out of the 5 beef eaters online. That's myself. We've now been officially joined by Lee from Diecast Fixer Uppers, so shout out to Lee for agreeing to jump in and join us. So the beef eaters consist of myself, Lee, Paul from Pit My Diecast, George from Diecast Salvage, and Martin. Everybody knows Martin. He's like our celebrity. You can send me a $5 later, Martin. It's Lee. It's Diecast Movies. You'll understand when you find it why it's called Diecast Movies. We need to get Bob on here. Yeah, more than happy to get Bob on here. Be great to have. I don't know whether. I think it was the discussion I was having with Martin, and Martin says he wasn't sure where Marty from Marty's Matchbox Makeovers has got to. He hasn't published anything for a while, and it's my understanding, Martin, that he's moving house. So I think that's where it is. He hasn't, unless somebody else. I mean, there's plenty of us guys. There's plenty of you guys that watch Marty's channel. It was Marty, my mate Martin, there, and Paul Restorer were the first 3 builders that I came across. Then I found Bob Willis's channel, etc. We've all probably got the same kind of story. And I've reached out to Paul at Paul Restorer and sent him a build guide for both the MLM builds and the Beefeater builds. The only way I could seem to contact him, which was a rigmarole in itself, was to message him via Instagram, bizarrely enough. I sent him a build guide, thanked him for taking part in the British Leyland build, which he published like 5 weeks before it was due, but hey-ho, I'm just grateful that he did it. And he did say he would look it over and he'd be definitely back to us. So whether he takes part in an MLM challenge or a Beefeaters build-off, we'll wait and see. Sorry, I'm getting work invites. Just watched it before this broadcast. Yeah, it was a good build. And I've made a note of that colour, Martin. It's thankfully it's one of our favourite brands, an iCoat brand for that blue. So I'll be getting a can of that just as soon as I can afford to buy a Captain Scarlet SPV and probably 2 or 3 spare models to make up all the parts. Yes, we need to get Bob on here. Time for some drugs. Lots of emoticons going on there that get us into a world of trouble. Injections and tablets. Like I said, yeah, except these days they're prescription. Yes, for Paul they are, but he knows we support him. It's nice to see him actually. I won't mention his Facebook status. We love our mate Paul. Movies, yeah. Remember to include Lee in the next promo. Absolutely, I have done for the next. I'm sure I've done it for the Woodstock Love or Peace promo. I know that you did one, Paul, and I followed it up because it kind of prompted me that I hadn't done it. I've now got to do a promo for the MLM plastic model starter kit. And with the promos, Paul quite rightly pointed out to me, there's a promo and there's almost like a thank you video. So the promo is a way of promoting a build and mentioning the people that are taking part. So with that being said, the Alzheimer's Society build, which is what we're calling something old, something blue, the people that have agreed to take part in it are Troy Wolf, and Troy informs me on Facebook that it's going to be the first video he shoots. So I'm grateful that he's taking the time to do that. Myself, Kat from the Diecast Mafia, KC is taking part, Paul from Pimp My Diecast, Lee, of course, from Diecast Fixer Uppers, our mate Martin, Mark Dandridge, who people know as Matchbox Mark, and Laz, if he's not here already, has also agreed to take part. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. If you'd like to take part, please drop me a message, whether it be in the comments or on Facebook. It's a way not only to promote a good cause, but as people know, I also like to promote other people's builds. And that being said, please consider subscribing to each other, which we in the last MLM Live discussion that we had, it was, I've subscribed to you, I've subscribed back, I've subscribed to you, well, I've subscribed to you as well. And it was great that we saw this interaction going on between builders and restorers. Is it Diecast movies or movies? Movies, I think I answered that. Martin Dare, movies. Martin, I'm sorry. So it was Martin that put me onto that. Thanks, mate. Appreciated it. It was so funny. Yeah, but it does say it's adult content. It's not serious adult content. There's no foul language or stuff like that. It's just aimed towards an adult market. And it's funny. And if you ever get a chance, watch his behind the scenes video of how he constructs the whole package. It's brilliant. Cheers, Martin. Yeah, he's quite funny with the movers. He is, Paul. He really is. Martin saying, yes, I found a colour a bit lighter. I suspect that's the SPV that you're talking about, Martin. And of course, I'll be copying that, mate, as soon as you send me what colour you've got. Paul saying, I think there's more going on than March has mentioned. He has broached on the subject, but I think he's taking time out with Julie for reasons he has mentioned. That's fair enough. Everybody's got life stuff going on, mate. We all have. And I don't aim to do 2 or 3 videos a week. If I can get one out, me and Martin were discussing this. I think several others. A lot of us are lucky if we can get one build out a week. So, we're doing it for fun, not because it's a hobby. Not because it's a job. We're doing it as a hobby, as a bit of fun and taking part in the community. Don't make it another job. So Lee saying, Diecast Fixer Uppers, are we as many as we can get on the screen having tomorrow night? I am, and PJ is. We can get, with the rooms, you can have up to 50 people on a video conference, believe it or not. Whether we should, we've never reached a limit yet. I'm not set a limit. But the problem you have, if you have too many people on there, you end up just talking over each other. And probably if we could get a dozen, I think if we set a limit at a dozen, that would be great. Robin saying my laptop cut out on me. My sympathy, mate. You can't beat tech. It will beat you, but you can't beat tech. Is a car that's pre-70, isn't it? Not pre-70s casting. Just to clarify that with the Woodstock build, I think you're referring to, Lee. Is that right? It's a car that's pre-70s, not pre-70s casting. It's a pre. We've got a couple of builds. We've got a Beefeaters build coming up in October, which we've I think Paul called it crappy 70s cars. So it's similar to the British Leyland vehicle. So any casting from the 70s, that's one of them. The Woodstock Love or Peace one, if that's the... Oh, sorry. Apologies, Lee. I don't know how quick I'm catching up on questions and reading back to you. No, the painted... Sorry. The something old, something blue Alzheimer's Society build-off is any casting pre-70s. I hope that makes sense. Any manufacturer, it doesn't matter what manufacturer it is, doesn't matter what size it is, doesn't matter what type of vehicle it is, as long as it's a pre-70s casting and you paint it blue. If anybody was to do a search for the Alzheimer's Society homepage, there is a logo on there, and I'm taking my colour guidance from that, if that makes sense. Martin can't wait to get back on the bottle. What time tomorrow? We'll do 9 o'clock if that's all right with you, Martin. So that's 3 of us. That's me, Martin, and Lee on the bottle yet again. Although I think Mr. Dare keeps quite sober, to be fair. Paul said he's got his casting for the next Diecast Mafia build. Yeah. Shout out to the Diecast Mafia boys. They've Mark and Kat have taken part in either MLM or Beefeater challenges, and I thought I would return the favour because they're doing a build in June. And Kuda, you can tell me what the name of the challenge was, but I'm going to. I think it was I don't know whether the build was an Impala build, but I'm doing an Impala. And I think it's only fair that I throw one back and take part in that challenge. So I'll be doing an Impala for that. Robin needs a new laptop. Cheers, Lee, says Martin. Hey, guys, checking in from Switzerland. Andrew, good evening, sir. Cheers and welcome along. Thanks for your continued support by logging on and checking out the channel, obviously, and advertising your stuff on the MLM community page. Lots of hellos. This is great. This is great. Seeing so many builders interacting is, yeah, I couldn't have dreamed of it. It was. I'm very humbled. It's great. And I want to congratulate, while Andrew's on here, from Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers. There's lots of them. So, Andrew, congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers. So, well done. Where did we get to? Lou me up on Facebook. Look me up on Facebook. I'm a weed smoker. Loose laugh. Whatever rocks your boat, mate. I use it for medical reasons. I'm disabled. Fair comment. Kuda. Yes, Impala is in June. Any year, any casting. Cracking. So I've already started that Impala build. I'm about 3/4 away through it. Excuse me. I did experience a bit of an issue with my favourite pen, the chrome pen, and I almost threw the bloody thing out the window. I got so far and the black on it looked gloss clear, but it come to doing the chroming, and I just put it to one side before I threw it out the window. Paul saying, I'm trying to find someone who can do a full decal printing for something blue build. Dragster Dave is keen on blue cars. Martin saying, Mark and the boys, this is the Diecast Mafia that I think Martin's referring to, are doing a round robin with a mini traveller. It's not issue. Well, it's not a problem. It's availability for the guys in the US and the guys in Europe and the UK is being able to get hold of certain models. I know that I was watching one video and they said they were having problems getting hold of particular Matchbox. It was the British Leyland build-off, I think. They were having problems getting hold of that kind of model. I think Andrew will probably give us a better guide, but if you're in Europe, you may have the best of both worlds. We struggle with the US and the US struggle with the UK, not political wise, vehicle availability wise. I think eBay is our greatest friend and our greatest enemy, depending on prices. Paul saying I used to be pretty disabled when I smoked weed in the 80s. I was pretty disabled in the 80s, but for completely different reasons that involved, I don't like to use the words disabled, debilitated might be a better word, and it might have had a lot to do with the type of drinks that were coming out in the early 80s. Robin said, I'm a new and old builder, been doing modeling diecast cards for a very long time. I'm an old hand. I think that's one of the greatest things about this community is that it reaches across such a diverse age range. I mean, even me trying to get my granddaughter involved, she loves cars now. And whenever I say to Olivia, what should Granddad do next? And she'll just go and pick a yellow car because she loves yellow. So it doesn't matter whether it's an unbranded vehicle, a Matchbox, a Corgi. As long as I do something yellow, she's happy. And then she'll sit and play with a bunch of old vehicles that I haven't done yet, and she loves it. Lee saying, I've got my car picked for old and blue build, one of 3. Are you doing 3 vehicles, Lee? You cheeky bastard. They're mix and mash of diecast cars around the world. Yeah, it's some vehicles, I guess, are more difficult to get hold of than others. I mean, I'm a big collector of Batmobiles, whether it be Lego, whether it be Corgi, whether it be Matchbox, whether it be Hot Wheels. I have this. I'm not actually sat in a prison cell, Martin, as Martin seems to think. I know he's only joking. In the cabinets behind me, I've got 25 different versions of Hot Wheels Batmobiles that I managed to get from a subscriber, believe it, funnily enough, called Craig Foster. And I want to find a way of displaying them because they're on the cards still, most of them. So I love my Batmobiles, but there was a blue for the guys in the States that if you're on, one of the guys over there who goes around collecting Hot Wheels found this blue Batmobile. It's only one of is it the 1/64 scale on the Hot Wheels? Or someone will correct me if I'm wrong. And I just can't find it. I could go on eBay, I guess. I could go on Amazon. So sadly for Robin, mine's permanent degenerative nerve damage happened on the job. Sorry to hear that, Robin. Hopefully the hobby helps you along. I don't know what I'm talking about, really. It's just something nice to be taking part in, I guess. So Paul saying, Robin, look at some of the Russian diecasts from the communist era. They go for surprisingly big book prices. I have a Moscovich saloon. I hope I said that right, Paul. Paul Martin saying, I owned a larder once. Robin saying, cool, I like the different kinds of Batmobiles. I'm a bit of a comic book nut, whether it be DC or Marvel. I also love Lego. I'm a 57, 12-year-old really at art, I guess. I've got pop vinyls and all sorts. Figures, you name it. I think some time ago I posted a picture of what I call my dad's shelves. I've got 3 daughters and they give me collectibles as Christmas and birthday presents and Father's Day presents. So it could be anything from Marvel, anything from DC, could be a car, that kind of stuff. I know that our mate Paul has a medical condition. I refer to myself as having spazzy hands. It's the term that Paul uses, but he suffers from uncontrollable twitches and numbness, and that's before you start on the eyesight and other stuff that he's got going on. So we support Paul, and we love having him as part of our team. And cool, Pimp My Diecast. Paul's got a wicked sense of humour as well. I will tell you that. He's got a similar sense of humour to me, very dry. Mr. P. Crikey, time to raise the glass again. I thought it'd be a while, but no, here we go. Good evening, Mr. P. Pleasure to have you along. Thank you for taking the time out to join us, more than anything else. The only time that somebody was really open for socks at Christmas and the bar stalls gave him whiskey. I wouldn't object to that, mate. I wouldn't object at all. Robin saying, I love it. It gives me a joy to play with and to build. I'm 54, brother. There's quite a few of us in that age bracket, I think. I don't know whether we're all having midlife crises and we're trying to relive our childhood again. My story was that I was furloughed from work for, I'm just trying to think, an ungodly while, longer than I was hoping, and I started a channel initially about fishing, and then we couldn't go fishing, and then it was the likes of Martin, Bob Willis, Paul Restorer. I watched some of their videos, and I thought these guys are restoring vehicles that I used to own as a kid, and I thought I'm going to have a crack at that. And so those initial guys inspired me to get started, and since then I've been privileged enough to meet and greet, although it be virtual, a lot of other builders. It's been eye-opening, to be honest, and I can't. The community, the friendliness of the community has been. It's been inspirational. Hence, you pay it back a bit if you can. I think that's fair enough to say. At least Paul still has his socks. Martin, you would have thought that would have put the bottle in a pair of socks. You could have a really generous child that gives you socks and a bottle of scotch, mate. I completely agree with that, Robin. I'm not well off money wise. I do it for the passion. I think one of the closing things that I put on my videos is I don't do it for the money, I do it for the love of the community. And I think if anybody else has experienced the furlough scenario, where you're just locked in for day after day, week after week, month after month, you needed something to keep you going, because you could just sit there and fester and just watch. Each day becomes the same as the day before and the day after. And I'm as I say, I am more than grateful, more than I can say, to the community for inspiring me, helping me get started. Lee, I'm skint because I've got 3 Land Rovers. Well, we know who's to blame for that, don't we? Mr. P, Robin saying, amen to that. I think we're all singing off the same sheet here, pretty much. Mr. P does it away. Mr. P, I do it to get away from the missus. I take it she hasn't. She's not logged onto YouTube or watching this over your shoulder, Mr. P. Bless you. Paul saying, my story is I'm a frontline medical worker. Caught COVID and was bad with it at the start of the pandemic. Still suffering long-term COVID. The Diecasts keep me sane as I'm ever going to be. We have some good. Me and Paul have some. Me, Paul, and the rest of the Beef Eaters have some really good chats on Facebook. I was never a big Facebook fan until this community took off, and I'm so grateful that it's there now. Jackie saying that would be Lee. I think she's referring to Mr. P getting away from his missus. We both know that's not true. He would be stone cold sober if it wasn't for you, Jackie. He struggled to find out where the bottle was without your guidance, I think. We're not getting into that. I'm not getting into that Land Rover discussion at all. Piss myself, PMD, 2 Freelanders and 1 Discovery. You like what you like. You like what you like. And I know the deal that he got on that. Was it the Landy that you got last time, Lee? Yeah, looks smart. Looks smart. And I know that also, I don't think Dan's here, but he's another character, Winchell Dan, who does Roverland. Catch some of his videos. He's very enthusiastic when he's talking in his videos. Great laugh. So, just to recap, because I know Mr. P's just joined us, and Mr. P does some amazing plastic kits, pretty much like Moz. Moz does a lot of advertising of catalogues, and them catalogues are superb, Moz. But Mr. P also does some plastic kits. He's done some amazing builds. Next door neighbour had a Freelander. Will I say he had it in the garage? Saw it more than him. More than him. So we're doing a starter kit build, Mr. P. I think you may have picked up on that from the last discussion that we had when we did the last MLM Live discussion. The plastic starter kit build is based on what Moz was saying. Anything 60 pieces and less, which I think is a fair shout. Starter kit. And it means you haven't got to spend a bucket load of money on a kit either. So if you want to take part, drop us a line. It's the same with any of these builds, guys. I kind of give a shout out to dates, and I keep publishing stuff on Facebook and build times and whatever you like. But one thing I can't keep doing is chasing people for before and after shots. And that being said, and I think I digressed before I finished the point off. Promo videos for builds are not before and after shots. Promo videos are to say the following people have been good enough to take part, which was a discussion that me and Paul from Pick My Diecast had. So what I'd like to do is to put a promo video out, and it says taking part or the feature or is the next list of featured builders, which I did for the British Leyland build off. And then on the day or the day after that the videos go live, I like to do a video for before and after shots. And it's not a promotion for midlife models, it's a promotion to try and get people to visit builders' channels, to help build up the subscriber counts for those builders who've been kind enough to take part. So again, it's another way for us all to pay it forward, really. Martin Dare, id. Yes, that means something to you, Martin. Robin, no, past missus, she didn't like my diecast. Oh dear. Paul, I first started my art to get away from somebody else. Somebody else's Mrs. Robin, okay. Robin said, have a good night. Catch you all. Have a good night. All cheers. Good night, Robin. Thank you so much for joining us. Please come and join us again. We do these Friday night discussions on the last Friday of every month. And as I say, for those that have just joined us, we're going to be doing a Facebook Rooms meeting every second Friday of the month. Mr. P. So Robin's saying, have a good night, all cheers. Catch you soon, my friend. Thank you for taking part. Mr. P, I will take part in the starter kit build. Thank you, Mr. P. It's much appreciated. I probably won't take part now that I know that you're doing it, because it'll look silly. No, that's not true. I will be taking part in it. But as I say, I'm approaching mine as a... Now I've learned what I know now and the tools I've got at my disposal, I guess. I'm going to approach my plastic build kit as I would a die-cast build or refurbishment. So I'm going to be probably using mainly rattle cans. And I think I put a picture on Facebook on the community page of the wheels that I'd done on the DB5, and I was amazed how well they came up using metallic chrome and a high coat black BMW, I think it was. Robin saying, my pleasure, I love the talks. Come back soon, mate. Kuda saying, YouTubers out there, be careful out there. Paul over at Diecast Graveyard just got his channel hacked. Oh, interesting. Which reminds me, trolls. I think you can only consider yourself a successful YouTuber. Please take this with a pinch of salt. I don't mean it seriously. But once you've got yourself a troll, that one hater, and I've mentioned this on Facebook, that dislikes every video that you do, no matter what it is, they will dislike it. And I did an advert or a promotional video for the Alzheimer's Society charity build. I think it was something like that. and it had only been up there 3 seconds. I hadn't even finished editing the video, and I got a dislike straight away. I mean, who wants to dislike something that's done for charity? I just find that very sad, but not unsurprising. I don't know about other people, but I get a lot of people subscribing or leaving comments with very strange hyperlinks. Be careful. Don't click on hyperlinks, because they will take you to they will take you to places you don't want to go, especially if you do this with your family. Pin my Diecast. Avoid putting it on in boiling water and caustic. Yeah, it doesn't need stripping, Paul. Thanks. I put it in soapy water. I told you got a wicked sense of humour. Love him to bits. I've just disliked this to beat him to it. Thanks, mate. I can always count on you for your ongoing support. Paul saying I'll delete hyperlinks. You just got to be careful. You just got to use some common sense, really. Don't click on anything that you're not sure of. We always say this in IT. If you get an email that you weren't expecting, or there's an hyperlink built into it, just delete it. Just delete it. Diecast fixer-uppers. Sorry, I've been for a poo. Just catching up. I've got nothing. I got nothing. He's you put the dog out, and he had a fag in between as well. I've been for a poo. I'll see you later, Robin, he says. God bless you, Lee. God bless you. I almost thought about doing a what time is it? An after show. I've seen this on a number of videos that I watch. People do after shows. I thought about doing an after show on Facebook rooms. So you come out of this and you can go into Facebook rooms and have a chat. I don't know where this conversation's going, but Paul saying, I'm constipated. Thanks for teasing me. Marvellous. It's going straight down the pan, this one is. Excuse the pun. And also, while I think about it, if anybody's got any suggestions of what they'd like to see on the MLM Facebook community, please don't leave me thinking up all the ideas. If you've got something that you'd like to see on there, drop me a line. Diecast fixer-uppers sit on toilet doing a live chat, and Pin my Diecast. He started it. Okay, we've all gone into 12-year-old mode. Fantastic. Pure comedy. Pure comedy. So yeah, I thought about after I finish this, I'll jump into rooms on Facebook, and if anybody wants to join us, Kuda, come and join us. Let's put a face. Let's put a face to the name. Anybody. When we had the 4 beefeaters on there, we didn't appreciate it. We didn't appreciate it and how good it was until we tried it. I feel like we've got a bit of a pantomime going on in the chat. No, I didn't. It was you, PMD. 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 At least we haven't got Cat on here called me Purple Jesus. This is getting smutty now, you children. The governess has just shouted the boys down. Bless you, Jackie. I think we need a moderator on this chat, and I think you may have just put yourself forward unwittingly. Yeah, so I might after this, if I'm still sober enough, I might jump into the old Facebook community. Thank you, Paul. I don't know whether that's a gift or a burden, Jackie. Bless you. I might jump into rooms, and if anybody wants to join us there, by all means, do so. So, what else have we got coming up in the very near future? So, we've talked about the Woodstock Love or Peace. That is a Beef Eaters challenge. So, that's me and my teammates. So, me, George, Martin, Paul, and Lee. It was inspired and suggested by Juan at Matchbox Resurrections. Juan has gently moved on. He was having a lot going on, so there's no hard feelings. He's doing his own thing, and God bless him. I've got plenty of time for Juan. He's a good guy. Sorry, he's at it again. I can't read this. I can't read the comments while I'm reading this, else I'll get myself in a world of trouble. So we've mentioned the Woodstock Love or Peace, inspired by Juan. We've mentioned the plastic model starter kit. If anybody wants a copy of this build guide, by the way, please contact me. I've got it saved as a spreadsheet, or I can send it to you as a JPEG, PNG, you name it, whatever format you want it in, I can send it to you. So that is April, May. Then we get to June. The June build, that's June with a J, not June with a D. The June build is one that is puzzling me and my mate Martin Dare. The cyberpunk build. It's not an AI version of Johnny Rotten, apparently. So the cyberpunk build is a Beef Eater challenge coming out in June. And it's a cyberpunk build, which is something along the lines of, I don't know, the DeLorean, the Mad Max vehicle. I've seen some fantastic builds by Jan at somebody prompt me what his channel's now called. He's swapped his channel. Oh, it's gone. But Jan did some fantastic cyberpunk type builds. Yes, cyberpunk. But then it's a midlife models the challenge build after the cyberpunk one, and this one comes up in July, and it's a motorcycle build. So any motorcycle. We didn't say, oh, we did. I'll take that back. Restore any diecast motorcycle and give it a new lease of life. Recently, I did I did a Tonka Easy Rider as part of a how-to video. I started off with one of these Tonka Easy Riders, and I've now got 3. And the thing about this Tonka Easy Rider is it is a Japanese Tonka as opposed to an American Tonka. So getting all of the parts for it has proved at best tricky. But the idea was that I did an how-to video on the use of, believe it or believe it not, because I was struggling, oven cleaner. The use of oven cleaner when stripping back chrome plated or chrome lacquered plastic parts. So that's going to be my next video, which is a bit of an how-to. And also, if you've got a Lidl's, everybody's favourite hobby shop, keep your eye out for a pack of heat shrink tubing. I haven't got it to hand here, but what I was able to do was take some heat shrink tubing and recreate the handlebar grips. So I demoed that in the video as well. So that'll be up over the weekend, hopefully. But I digress. In July, we're doing a motorcycle build. So any motorcycle, any manufacturer, any year, doesn't matter. Do what you like with it. And then I'm only going to go as far as August. It is a TV or movie vehicle, which is a Beefeaters Open Invitational. Restore or fabricate your favorite TV or movie vehicle. Says what it's exactly what it says on the can. So you can do Knight Rider, you can do a Bond vehicle, you can do like one of my favourites is a Jerry Anderson vehicle. You can do the Batmobile. You can do whatever you like. Although, if you're going to do the Corgi Batmobile, I would hold off on that because we've got that as a separate challenge later on in the year. Jackie saying thank you, Paul. Sorry, I'll go back to the comments before I get too far behind. Jackie saying thank you, Paul. You're welcome. Don't thank me. You probably don't know what you let yourself in for. Well, please don't ban Pimp My Diecast, by the way, Jackie. We do know him. If I stop being smutty, I'm practically silent. I rest my case. It's a gift. I'm in for rooms. Okay, Lee, we'll do that. Paul's booked in for his second job today. I've had one. Next one's in June. And I don't know. I had no bad fallout from having the job. The only thing I did have, I got out of the car, came back into the house, and for 30 seconds, I used to smoke, by the way. I vape now, but I used to smoke. And it was like having, for those that do smoke, it was like having a fag after you'd packed up for about a month, and it kind of hit you. And I had a bit of a light head for only about 30 seconds, but other than that, been fine. Lee saying they're both bad now. Oh, excuse me. Stay safe, buddy. Pimadaka, Star Wars Walker out of Matchbox Racing Transporter was awesome. Jackie's got a second job tomorrow. Pimadaka, can I use my Yamaha as need to get it running again? The ultimate diecast, full size. You go for it, mate. Although I expect to see it on your bench in front of you while you're taking it apart. Paul saying, cool, Jackie. Yeah, go for it, Paul. Should be fun. Paul saying, I'll do a Vice Grip garage video of it. Okay. Martin, yeah, we discussed this, didn't we, Martin? And we were talking about shows that we'd watched in the past, and I don't know if anybody's seen Ashes to Ashes, which I thought was a cracking TV series, and the Quattro that was in that. I'd like to do a Quattro. Oh crikey, we've said the wrong thing again. Obviously, Paul, don't mention Hardy Quattros to me. Okay, I won't. Mr. P, Tiger Tank, Kelly's Heroes. Oh my God, Kelly's Heroes. Now that brings back some memories. So Mr. Martin had to ask why. expect some rhetoric coming back now. Kelly's Heroes. Yes, used to love watching that. People Diecast, Paul, that's my recommendation for a channel today. Vice Grip Garage. You'll love him. Martin, oddball. Is that just I imagine, Mr. P, that's not a TV series promoted Tiger tank. It is just a Tiger tank by Airfix or Revell. Woof woof. It's amazing how we come across some of these really obscure channels. There's one guy, and his name, and please confess if you've actually seen this. The YouTuber is called Post 10, and he lives in Southern America. I'm sure it is around Charlottesville, places somewhere like that. And he goes around clearing storm drains up and down streets and culverts. And I've pointed this out to 2 or 3 people who think I'm nuts, but you can't help but get embroiled in what he's doing and watching the road clear. It's just amazing. Some strange crap out there. I also started watching. There's several people on here now that'll be old enough to remember ITV World of Sport Wrestling. Do a search for that. The likes of Big Daddy, Giant A-Stacks, Marty Jones, where the Dynamite Kid started, Steve Regal. Oh no, not again, PJ. Yeah, sorry, mate. Paul saying Tiger Tank in Kelly's Heroes wasn't a Tiger Tank, it was an American tank dressed up, wheels and tigers on, tracks on like a tiger. I think the idea was to give it a tiger look. Lee saying, I'm stuck down for a TV build. 18, I have a van that's too easy. Put my Diecast, Rollerball Rocco. Absolutely. It's surprising how many stars of wrestling, if you like, started on ITV World of Sport and then ended up in Japanese wrestling, or Japan wrestling, and the WWE. And one of the guys I was surprised about was he was named as Sammy Lee on ITV World of Sport Wrestling, and he went on to become Jushin Thunder Liger, one of the best Japanese wrestlers ever known. He's showing me age. Sadly, so many of them have passed on. But I did see, this is bizarre, I did see, I imagine Paul and Martin will remember a guy called Jim Breaks. And he is now on trial at the age of 80 for punching his girlfriend to death. Lee saying Marty Jones had a pub near me a couple of years ago. Marty Jones, middleweight. Not much you can't tell me about ITV World of Sport Wrestling now. I've been watching it for pretty much every night. It's quite bizarre. Johnny Quango. Check out Johnny Quango. Cat Weasel. Jim Breaks when he loses his rag. Really funny. Steve Gray. Bring it on. I know them all. Paul saying, Lee, buy the Greenlight Wheels Hollywood Icon set, and they have the 18 Vans wheels in it. Do they? I need to check out these green light wheels, Paul. I've not really looked at them. Is green lights the manufacturer or the website you can go to, or are they on eBay? And do they, on which, because he's my historian, as well as Mr. Dare, do they fit most models? I'm sure there's plenty of people on here that know about that. I don't. Mr. Dare Martin says only fools and horses, fraud, crap, pre-gear. Now I've got to take issue with that. I can't have any Capri being called a crap pre. No. I think he's doing this on purpose because he knows that I've got two to do. I think he's stitching me up. The Aston Martin DBS V8 stroke Ferrari Dino G46 GT. The Persuaders. Roger Moore and Tony Curtis. I like, what was the other one? It wasn't the Persuaders. It's the one that's got the song, The Avenues and the Alleyways. Somebody will know. Pimadakis, Saturday shopping with mum, bag of baked new potatoes, home, put shopping away, listen to mum cursing wrestlers on World of Sport. I'll tell you this, Paul, I saw an episode last night, and there was a guy called Johnny the Muscles England, and he was up against, it might have been Steve Gray, I don't know, but he got Johnny England on the ropes with his neck hanging over the rope, facing the crowd, and this old lady come out and kissed him full on give him a right smacker. And this is the guy that's on the ropes. It's Johnny England, by the way. I was absolutely crying with laughter. Even after all these years, the entertainment value alone is priceless. If you're from the UK, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're of a certain age, it was a great place, mainly because I've got some of my northern brothers online here, mainly up north, where these were staged. Although I did see an episode that was based in the Greenbank Leisure Centre in Swadlincote, which is about 200 metres away from me. And that was Alan Dennison. And that's when our leisure centre first opened, so that's going back some time. The Protectors. Thank you, Mr. P. Robert Vaughan. Absolutely right. Yeah. The Avenues and Alleyways. Cracking tune that I've got on my my phone. The Protectors. God almighty. That and the new version. If you remember the Avengers, I'm not talking about the Marvel Avengers. And then they were followed by the new Avengers, where we had Purdy, and I love the soundtrack to that as well. We're reliving this childhood, a bunch of us here. Lee said, trouble, green light or overseas, I think so. Postage and price a bit too much. Lee said, Paul said, I buy mine on eBay. They are usually about 15 quid from sellers over here, but they are about 3 quid for wheels and 10 or 12 quid postage. Yeah, I mean, like I've purchased 100 scale model characters. If you've seen some of my videos from months past, past, I've got a little diorama of the MLM headquarters garage, and I thought I'd like to put some little characters outside, you know, when like a car's being delivered, this kind of thing. A bit like Diecast movies, but without so much movement. And I got 100 figures for £10, but they're very plain. However, if you follow 3D Bot Maker, that's 3D BOT, so it's 3D Bot Maker, who races diecast cars. I highly recommend watching it. He's got a load of characters around his diorama, and if you want something like 4 or 5 of them, they're anything between 12 and 20 quid for 5 figures. They are amazing, but you can only get them from the States. So yeah, I'll be giving that a miss. George was on about trying to 3D print some. I haven't heard anything from him for a few days. I was getting on with this 3D printer. Martin saying the Jag out of the new Avengers. Yeah. Pick my diecast. I just love Purdy. Still would if I got the chance. She's even better. She looks even better, in my humble opinion, in sapphire and steel. Mr. D, absolutely fabulous. So I've got a question, Mr. D, and I mentioned this in your last video. How long have you been itching to get He Who Dares Wins into one of your videos? If I make decals, I could just decal my yellow TR7 wrap it pool. Yeah, Dinky released their TR7 as Purdy's TR7. Is that still available as a free-to-view TV series on any platform? The world's is Ulster. Okay, so we have reached 1 hour and 32 minutes. Just in time. Here is our friend. And I didn't think I was going to have to toast anybody else, but here is our mate and good friend, Casey, from Metal Mania 3D and Diecast Workshop. Hi everyone in the room, morning here. Hope you're all doing okay. Casey, pleasure to have you here, my friend. Sorry. Guilty pleasure. Xanadu. That's not how you bloody spell it. It's Xan. You soft bugger. It's a lot better, thank you, Casey. I've been on the it's a terrible view, but Optrex infected eye drops. I don't think it means that the eye drops are infected. I think it's for fighting an infection. But it was the beginnings of conjunctivitis in this eye. It's still slightly sore, so I don't want to touch it. Still carrying on until I've exhausted the supply of those drops. I don't know whether it's it's naturally subsiding or it's a result of using the drops. Bit like man flu. You think you're dying for 2 days and then miraculously it's gone. It's still a bit red, but I can see a hell of a lot better. There's a story about the Xanadu that if you come on in the Facebook rooms after this, we'll talk about. And I've still got to send a DVD copy to Lee and Jackie. Is what still available to view, PJ? Is, as Paul said, the New Avengers. Is there any way you can view it online on some kind of platform? I don't know whether it'd be on that BritBox that they brought out, but I think that might be mainly BBC. Pimp My Diecast. Yes. What, like Olivia Neutron Bomb? That's exactly the one. Exactly the one. It's my guilty pleasure. Love that movie. Eye drops infected. Who knows? Who knows? The chemist that I went to visit said, take these. And like a plum, I just paid the money and yeah. Paul says some episodes on YouTube. I should look that up. I do recommend, if you haven't seen it, Paul, Sapphire and Steel. Takes a bit of getting going, bit of a slow burner. And I'm sure it's the guy that did it went on to become the writer / creator for Grange Hill back in the day. It's got that eerie early 80s music that was played on a synthesizer when they got no idea how to write proper music. So Casey, while I've got you here, my friend, we're going to be doing. I did mention to your other half. Oh, bless him. I did mention to your other half that we would be doing a Facebook Rooms online video meeting, call it what you want, every second Friday of the month. So 2 weeks into the month we'll be on Facebook, and the last Friday of the month will be here on YouTube. And we were blown away. I'll say that on behalf of the guys that were in the chat at the time, that you were good enough and took the time to come and join us. We were absolutely stunned. And thank you to your other half as well for taking part in the background. Please get on the video. Please get on the video. It's a friendly atmosphere. It's a community, and beyond every man is a woman that's prepared to pass him whiskey, just as Jackie. Except my wife, she's in the other room watching something about hauntings and stuff. So Casey's saying build off end of April, I'm in, and September 1 also. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. So yeah, Casey's agreed to take part in the Something Old, Something Blue Alzheimer's Challenge. He was a part of the discussion, and I thank him for it when we were deciding what to do with this. So I think it was I came up with the idea, Lee came up with the colour, and Casey came up with the age, or some combination of that discussion. And it's dad joke time. I asked the chemist if there's something for a stinging eye. That person sprayed me with pepper spray. I'll let you read it. Better if you read it yourselves. Awesome. Facebook and YouTube. Yeah. As I say, we were blown away, Casey, when you joined us, and I can't thank you enough for it. But it was great that we could, instead of looking at my ugly mug all the time, that there were several of us within YouTube rooms that were having a bit of a natter. It was like having a chat with your mates down the pub. It was great fun, sharing ideas, sharing life stories, whatever it may be. Great, really enjoyed it. Build off end of April. January, February, March, April. The Woodstock Love or Peace, Casey, is that the one you're in for? And what did you say, September? So that's the September's the something old something blue charity build off. Diecast fixer up as Morse. I used to love Morse. Really did. Thought John Thor was brilliant in that. So Morse. Kevin. Oh, his name escapes me. There was a follow-up series after, sadly, John Thor had passed away. It was his deputy is the wrong phrase, but it was his sidekick that followed it on with a follow-up series that didn't really take off. Kevin Wheatley, if I remember rightly. Casey saying, you got a workshop truck build. Workshop truck build. Tell me a bit more detail on that, Casey. I'm not sure what you mean. Absolutely, it was awesome. Looking forward to the next one. Yeah, Woodstock, peace, all of that's it. Thank you, mate. I will make a note of that. Love or peace, Casey. So, just to clarify that, Casey, the something old something blue is an MLM challenge, which is my channel. The Love or Peace is a Beefeater challenge, which is a team that I'm a part of with Martin, Paul, Lee, and George. I hope that makes sense. What I will do, Kevin Wheatley from Our Feed Zone Pet, absolutely spot on, Paul. It's funny enough, I was watching the Bomber from Birmingham, Pat Roach. I was talking about that ITV World of Sport Wrestling. Absolutely, it was awesome. Looking forward to the next one. Yeah, Woodstock peace, love. Yes, that's it. Wheatley, Alfie's own pet. Yes, I'm thinking I've seen it on the build program. I'm thinking, Paul, Casey, did I send you a full build list for both MLM and the Beefeaters? If not, my friend, if I've got your details, I'm more than happy to send you a screenshot, JPEG, whatever it may be, spreadsheet of the build dates that we've got going through the year for your consideration, mate. Martin Dare saying, great series, Paul. It was funny. Jimmy Nail was in this as well. And who was the other Brummie that was in it? And he's also been in Harry Potter. Oh, God. Been struggling with the memory just nowadays. Names in Beefeaters sound like the Beatles. Yes, they do. But we couldn't convince Martin Dare to change his name to Ringo. So this is why we never really took off. Pimadaka spin-off was Lewis. Yes, it was. Kevin Wheatley and Lewis. Casey saying, yes, I did. Yes, you did. I've misplaced it. Yes. We'll get it on main computer to print again. All right, mate. If you can't find it, I'll just drop me a line and, I'll send it to you again. Paul is saying, I'm named after Macca. He was James Paul McCartney. I'm Paul James. Fair dues. Barry. Martin. Bless you. Barry. Timothy Spall. Absolutely right, Mr. P. It's amazing where these guys started and what they went on to after Alfie's name, Pat. I remember seeing Pat Roach in a Conan movie, Conan the Destroyer, if I remember rightly. He played this sorcerer. There was a scene with a bunch of mirrors. Anyway. Casey say, thank you, PJ. Absolutely no problem, my friend. No problem whatsoever. Paul Barry the Radish. Jimmy Nail singing Crocodile Shoes. I remember that bugger and all. Yeah, great series, Alfie's name, Pat. So, just a bit of a recap then. I've got 7 points. The first one being, I've mentioned that we've moved the September build for your information, Casey, although you've agreed to take part in it, as you've said. So what was the Jerry Anderson special build in September is now the something old, something blue build. And thank you, guys. Thank you for taking part. Number 2, please visit Diecast Movers. So funny. Robert Nickel. I'm not on first name terms with him. I did send him an invite, Martin, I think. Or did I? He subscribed to MLM on YouTube. I don't know whether I invited him to the MLM community on Facebook. If you want to drop him a line, please feel free, mate. You know he'll get accepted. The guy's a bit of a star. Number 3. Oh, we got 127. I don't know whether I mentioned this. We've got 127 members in the community on Facebook. Thank you. Thank you all, and thank you all for spreading the word. 1, 2, 3, 4. The YouTube guide for your guys' builds I'll do tomorrow. I usually do on a Friday. Been a bit of a shit week with the old pirate look. It was a struggle to look at the screen. Martin will know what I mean because he's had a bit of an eye infection recently. He told me to, as sympathetic as ever, he said, go and do some detailed work on a model. Thanks, buddy. EU dares wins. Shan't forget that. 127 members. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you so very much. Number 4. Number 5. Don't forget the Facebook rooms. Second Friday of every month, we're going to do a Facebook rooms thing. And then the last Friday, we will do a YouTube live discussion that we're doing now. Number 6. Don't forget, we're doing April. We're doing the plastic model kit. Moz suggested anything under 60 pieces, whether it be Tamiya, Airfix, Revel. I'm doing an Aston Martin DB5. which definitely has less than 60 pieces. If you want in on that, drop me a line. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you to Martin, Paul Restorer, Matchbox Mark for taking part in the British Leyland build. I don't need 10,000 subscribers and 10,000 people taking part in these challenges. I think what I like about our community is that we get to know everybody, whether it be 50 users, 50 subscribers, whatever it may be. I don't like to call people subscribers. I like to call them friends of the channel because they have become friends of the channel. So, quick finish up on this chat. Thank you, PJ. You're welcome, Casey. Any problem. Barry the Radish, Crocodile Shoes. I got to go. Catch you all soon. Thank you, Mr. P. Take care, my friend. We'll catch you soon. See you. Cheers, KC. See you soon, KC. Bye, Mr. P. Pimmer Diecast, Wayne. Gary Alton was offered the job of lead singer with AC/DC after Bon Scott's death, but he turned up pissed and embarrassed himself, so it went to Brian Johnson. Check out Heavy Metal Kids. Is that right? I didn't know that. That's oh, didn't know that. I know you mean the guy with the shoulder length black hair, if I'm rightly. I didn't follow I'll Feed the Same Pet religiously, but I think I know what you mean. Bye, KC. See you once and take care, brother. Take bye, KC. Take care, KC. Okay, I've run out of steam on this, and I'd like to pass this over to a few of my friends. So, if you're in the live chat, if you want to come over to Facebook, check out Heavy Metal Kids. He was a clone of Bon Scott. Very similar performers. I'm going to say something a bit controversial here. And I am a big AC/DC fanatic. So not quite as big as Iron Maiden, because Iron Maiden is my band. But I went to see AC/DC at the Etihad Stadium, and Brian, bless his cotton socks, was suffering from his ear infection or whatever. So he wasn't there. Stevie Young was playing the rhythm guitar because Malcolm Young was suffering from, I think he was suffering from dementia at the time, Alzheimer's disease. Another reason for supporting this cause, by the way. Link down below. I'm still not unashamed to mention it. And Axl Rose was lead singing, and it's still when he had his foot in a cast from a broken leg. And I was surprised how good he was. Yes, he wasn't Bon Scott, but I think he did that night a really good concert. And he actually turned up on time. KC saying, too right, PJ, become friends more than subs. Absolutely, mate. That's the reason why I do it. Diecast, check out Martin Dares of now. Catch you tomorrow night in rooms. Take care, Mr. D. Thanks for turning up, and your support's appreciated as always. You know that, my friend. Diecast. Casey saying, when a build goes wrong, highway to hell. I like that, my friend. I like that. Correct, Mel got dementia. True, yeah. but would be ACDC be ACDC now? There is a problem, and I can't think what the problem's called, but it's based around a ship, and a ship was recovered and parts are replaced. And how long does it take before you replace so many parts that there's nothing left of the original ship? Is it still the original ship? We've got, I think Cliff Williams has retired. But that being said, the latest album, and I'm struggling with the latest album, Paul. You've got Brian Johnson back, you've got Angus back, you've got Cliff Williams back, you've got Steve Young on rhythm guitar, and I think you've got the original drummer. Is it Paul Rudd? No, it's not Paul Rudd, that's bloody Ant-Man. You've got the original Phil Rudd, who was being investigated for manslaughter at one time, back on drums. Yeah, so they're closer now to the original ACDC than they have been for a long time. Paul saying Malson has also stood in for Mal. Right. We're close on 2 hours. Thank you to everybody who's taken the time to come and join us. I'm going to jump over to Facebook. I'm going to start up a rooms session. Anybody who's daft enough, desperate enough, or wants to come and join us, will be over there. So from me, PJ, here at Midlife Models, with its new background and stickers and stuff. And if you want to send anything, I'll stick it on the board. That board, it's not a board, obviously, it's a proper wall made of real wallpaper. I'll stick it on there. So don't be shy. Come over to the Facebook community and come and join us in rooms. And I'll say good night to those that are signing off. And we'll see you soon. And I'll be here again this time next month. And thank you very much. So, PJ signing out. Take care, my friends. Cheers. I'll see you soon.